This is a message to all Christians, for all believers in Jesus Christ. We need to start sharing the word. Share your experience. The world needs it. The world needs to hear it. Our country, the United States of America, needs to hear the word. And they need to hear your experience with Christ. The United States was built from core Christian beliefs, core Christian values. We built the greatest country through Christianity, and now people are falling out of it. And I think that's why I was called to do this page. That's why I was called to make this video and to share my transformation, my experience, my conversion, and again, my experience with Christ and how Christ saved my life. We need more examples out there. And I'm not an expert. I will not claim to be an expert on Christianity. And I probably won't ever claim to be an expert because I am always learning. I'm constantly learning. I'm not even close to being an expert, okay? But I do have an experience. And I'm sure there's some of you out there that may say, I know absolutely nothing about Christianity, and that's fine. Like I said, I have an experience to share with you about Jesus Christ, and that is all that I'm claiming. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm not claiming to know everything. What I am claiming is to have an experience and to want to learn more about Christianity and Jesus Christ, and to be more like Jesus as much as I can, and to hopefully guide others to the word and into believing and following Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ was the only thing that saved me after so many years of just torture and suffering, truly. So literally, because of the Lord, I want to live. I was ready to end it all. And now, because of the Lord, I want to live for it all. I have purpose in my life. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a drug addict anymore. I was a drug addict for 16 years, suffering. My family suffered, and I couldn't quit. I couldn't stop. I went to programs, facilities, everything. You name it, I did it. It didn't work. I was a drug addict who was barely breathing most days. I would lay on the streets of Kensington, hoping this is it. This is the last time, hoping I would pass away. I was ashamed of what I was and my sufferings and my shortcomings. And now, I can't stop talking about them. Now all I want to do is share my experience and tell people about the suffering I went through so they don't make the same mistakes I did. And so they can find Jesus Christ. And my suffering stopped, and I owe that all to Christ. My biggest mistake in life was not believing and following in God sooner. But I don't regret the things I went through, because I'm probably much more appreciative of it now, of God, of Christ, because of the sufferings, because of what I went through, what my family went through. And again, I owe it all to Jesus Christ. We all do. We live in a time where everyone wants this, wants that. Oh, we can't get married because you're broke. Well, truly, all we need is God. All we need is God. And it's so sad how much we've let evil take over. When we rebel against God, evil steps in because God steps back. And that's evil entering into human experience. That's what that is. And it's entered into our systems, our school systems, government, politics, the internet. It's attacked our children the most because children are the most susceptible, the most vulnerable. It's obvious. All of these things are obvious. It's so clear. Look at all the chaos going on, the corruption. There's evil in this country, and it's the ones steering you away from God who are evil. Your children, or maybe you're younger and you're listening to this, you would be so much farther ahead, better equipped for life if you didn't go to college and instead read the Bible. If on the ballot for the presidential election, if God was an option, I would choose Jesus every time. God gave us free will. And without free will, we don't have love. All powerful God means all powerful over his creation. God created us to live in a love relationship with him, with himself. This is also how you know love is real. Because this person chooses to love you. They aren't forced to love you. Now, evil and suffering is our responsibility. Just like our children are our responsibility. I'm at fault. I'm responsible for the pain and suffering my drug addiction caused my family. They suffered. But I'm also responsible for asking God for forgiveness. Following Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ demands us to feed the hungry, to alleviate suffering. So can you imagine? Just take a moment and imagine if the whole world followed Jesus Christ. What would this world look like? How much better off it almost makes me want to break down. Imagine if we all followed Christ. How amazing this world would be if we all followed Christ. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. I am living, breathing proof that being forgiven and following Christ is the answer, because I was ready to end it all and now I'm ready to live for everything. For everything. I suffered for 16 years. I was addicted to opiates. For 16 years, I was going down to Kensington and purchasing opiates. And I couldn't stop. And not once throughout those 16 years was a Bible given to me. Was Jesus Christ mentioned to me. Not once. Not once. Gosh, that makes me angry saying it. We need to change. We need to make a difference. And how do we do that? By following Christ. Christ is the answer. I got to give a quick shout out to Cliff Connectly for some of that last part there, because some of that comes directly from him or was inspired by him. So I can't not mention him, because he definitely is a big inspiration to some of what I mentioned there. So go check out his videos if you haven't. I'm sure you know who he is, especially if you're a Christian. Again, to all the Christians out there, share your experience with God. Share your experience with Christ. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. God, don't fear the people, fear God. Make God happy. Don't make the people happy. Share the word of Christ. Share your experience. You don't have to be an expert. All you have to do is have an experience. That's it. I hope I start to see just floods of videos on the internet of Christians telling their experience with Christ, because the world needs to hear it. God bless.